Beloved, beloved, let's continue to live by grace. We're still on our theme, grace. We have looked at the very fact that God is gracious. Secondly, we have looked at we are saved by grace. Today we want to look at living by God's grace. Living by God's grace. 1 Corinthians 15 and verse 10 from the NIV reads, "But by the grace of God, I am what I am. And His grace to me was not without effect. No, I work harder than all of them, yet not I, but the grace of God that was with me." So, beloved, in the Corinthian epistle, here we see Paul, the Apostle Paul, or Paul illuminates the transformative power of God's grace, shaping not just his identity, but also the fruitfulness of his labor. It is a dynamic force, beloved. God's grace is a dynamic force, not a mere theological concept. The Apostle Paul also echoed these words in 2 Corinthians 12, verse 9. "But he said to me, my grace is sufficient for you. For my power is made perfect in weakness. Therefore, I will boast all the more gladly about my weaknesses, so that Christ's power may rest on me." And so, this verse, beloved, unveils the captivating truth that God's grace is not just effective, it is sufficient. Not only effective, it is sufficient, thriving into our weaknesses and birthing Christ's power within us. And so, let's recognize that we are living, or we should live, by grace. What is the application here? The application is that live in the awareness that by the grace of God, you are uniquely crafted. Glory be to God. Let this grace not only define your identity, but also energize your endeavors. As you work, boast not in yourself, beloved, but in the mighty power of Christ dwelling in us, made manifest through His grace. You know, one writer declares, grace, a celestial symphony, echoing through 2 Chronicles, Romans, and Corinthians, beckons us into a divine dance. Beloved, as you immerse yourself in the richness of God's graciousness. Let the beauty of his compassion, the gift of salvation, rest upon you as you travel this extraordinary journey. Father, bless us now. Teach us to live by your grace. Let your grace, or we will recognize that your grace is more than enough to energize us, to favor us in all that we do. In Jesus' name.